Good morning, students. So in the last class, we had started a new chapter, that is bills of exchange. So we had learned what do we mean by bills of exchange, parties in bills of exchange, and we had learned also about grace period. So today I will be showing you how do we calculate the grace period. But before that, you need to remember that in case the due date falls on a holiday. So you may calculate the due date, but what if that due date falls on a holiday? There may be two cases. That is, if the due date falls on a Sunday or a public holiday, Sunday or public holiday, the due date will be one day early. Say for example, if your due date is on 15th August, but 15th August is Independence Day. So it will be assumed that it is 14th August. Clear? And there may be one more case when an emergency holiday has been declared. In case of that, what will happen? Due date will be next day. Say for example, if your due date for the bill is 15 September, but 15 September is declared as an emergency holiday. So your due date will be 16th September. Clear? You need to remember these 2 points. And also, if that particular year is a leap year, then one day prior would be your due date. Clear? Because February will be having 29 days in that particular year. So let us take down an illustration. Take down illustration 1. Calculate the due date of the bill in following cases. So we have first one, 1st January 2017. Period is 2 months. So 1st January to 1st Feb, 1st Feb to 1st March, plus 3 days grace, that is 2, 3, 4th. So 4th March 2017. While calculating the grace days, you can either calculate start from 1st March, 2nd March, 3rd March, and 4th March will be your grace day, or you can say 2nd March, 3rd March, and the 3rd day will be the due date. Clear? Anyway is okay. Next we have second one, 28th January for 1 month. So 28th Jan to 28th Feb plus 3 days. That is 3rd March 2017. Next we have 30th January for 1 month. Again it is 3rd March for 2017. Next fourth we have 30th April for 2 months. So 30th April to 30th May to 30th June plus 3 days grace. So it is 3rd July 2017. Next we have 30th April for 3 months. So 30th April to 31st May to 30th June to 31st July plus 3 days. So it will be 2nd August 2017. Why 2nd August? Because May and July have 31 days. Next we have 6th one, 30th April for 30 days. So it is 2nd June 2017. Next 1st December 2016 for 60 days. So 1st December to 1st Jan, 1st Jan to 1st Feb plus 3 days. So it is 1st December to 31st December, 1st Jan to 31st Jan plus how many days grace? 3 days grace. So it will be 2nd February 2017, as December and Jan both have 31 days. Next 8th one we have 28th December 2015. So the due date will be 2nd March 2016. If you get confused this way, you can also calculate the due days depending upon the number of days. Say for example, 7th one, we need to calculate it for 60 days from 1st December. So December has how many days? 31. January has 31. So total already 62 days are over. Feb only one day, 63. So what will be the due date? 2nd Feb 2017. This is an easy way to calculate the due dates so that you won't get confused. So let us take down illustration 2. Calculate the due date of the following in cases 23rd November for 2 months. It is 23rd November to 23rd December, 23rd December to 23rd January plus 3 days grace, that is 24, 25 and 26th. But because 26th January is a public holiday will always mature on previous day. So 23rd November due date will be 25th January 2017. Next we have 27th November for 3 months. So November to December, December to Jan, Jan to Feb plus 3 days grace, that is 28, 29, 1st March because 2016 is a leap year. 29 May 2016 for 4 months, May to June, June to July, July to August, August to September, 29 September plus 3 days, 30, 31st, 2nd October. 2nd October is a public holiday, so it will mature on 1st October 2016. 23rd May 2016 for 60 days, 23rd May to June, June to July plus 3 days, that is 23, 24, 25th. Due date will be 25th July, but they have said that emergency holiday declared on 25th July. So it will be on the next day, that is 26th July 2016. Next we have 13th July for 30 days. It will be 15th August, but 15th August falls on a public holiday. So 14th August 2016. And last we have 31st May. So 31st May for 1 month, 3rd July 2016. Clear? So write down a note. In the above illustration, the bills maturing on 26th January, 15th August and 2nd October will be supposed to mature one day earlier because they are public holiday. Next line. The bill maturing on 25th July will be matured on 26th July as 25th July is declared as a public holiday. Clear? Take down the next side heading, accounting treatment. Under that write down, for the purpose of accounting, bills are divided into 2 categories. First one, bills receivables. Second one, bill payable. So the person who has to receive the money will draw the bill on the person who has to pay it. So the same bill will be bills receivable and bills payable. It will be bills receivable to the person who has to receive money, and it will be bills payable to the person who has to pay the money. Okay. So the same bill will be the bills receivable from the point of view of drawer, and the bill payable will be from the point of view of acceptor. Next write down different uses of bills receivable. Under that write down, a party which holds a bills receivable can use it in either of the following ways. Under that write down the first one. He may keep it till the date of maturity. Second, he may discount it with the banker before the date of maturity. Third, he may endorse it to some other party before the date of maturity. Fourth, he may send it to his banker for collection. So write down the first one. When the bill is retained by the drawer in his own possession till the date of maturity. Under that, write down, in such a case, comma, the drawer will himself receive the payment of the bill on the date of maturity. Full stop. The following entries are passed in books of both the parties. So take down a table. First one, transaction. Second one, drawer. Third one, acceptor. Transactions, drawer, acceptor. So first one, when X sold goods to Y. So who is the drawer? Suppose X. Who is the acceptor? Suppose Y. So what will be the entry? Y account debited to sales account. Write the narration, goods sold on credit. Then in the books of acceptor it will be purchases account debited to X account. Goods purchased on credit. Next, second entry, when X received a bill duly accepted by Y. So in the books of drawer it is bills receivable account debited. Write the full form, bills receivable to Y's account, in bracket acceptance received. Then in the books of acceptor, X account debited to bills payable account, in bracket acceptance given. Next, third one, when the bill is retained by X till the date of maturity and Y pays the amount of bill on maturity. So in the books of drawer it is bank account debited to bills receivables account, in bracket the amount of bill received on maturity. In the books of acceptor it is bills payable account debited to bank account, in bracket the amount of bill paid on maturity. Clear? So tomorrow we will be working out the problems on how do we solve the problem when bill is retained by the drawer till the date of maturity. So that's all for today. Thank you.